natural. See,
Good morning, everybody. Just getting the Instagram stream going. All right. Looks like we've got a live stream going here. And it is July 30th. And got a few people popping in already. And hello, Ancient Wisdom and Light and Love. And welcome to this live update from and for the Gardens of Hope. I'm Joe Grumbine. And just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. I haven't done this in a while. And I think the last time we did it was we were just getting started here. And it's now the end of July. We've been at it for a few months. And man, we've had some great progress, a lot of good updates I want to share with you. So here at Willow Creek Springs in Paris, pretty much the primary homestead of Gardens of Hope. And the whole idea of Gardens of Hope is we provide and bring therapeutic horticulture and education to people in need. And my wife and I are the primary recipients of this thus far, aside from some volunteers and a few staff or people that will be staff one day. We do a lot of work here. We spend a lot of time here and get a lot of benefits from this place. So when I left off in, I don't know, it was April, I think it was, May, we were just getting started. I think we had just gotten our t-shirts made, and we were getting started with the Beets and Carrots project. So let's start with that. We planted beets and carrots for a juice company in Orange County who has pledged to purchase all the beets and carrots we can grow for their juice. And we got a good start on it and built the beds, made a to-do of it. We had some volunteers come out. And, Eddie Flores has been a big part of that. And Willow Creek Springs, of course, has been a primary donor of materials and seeds and everything. And, we're using their location to make this thing happen. And it's working pretty well. So we planted all these seeds and got these beds going, and all these beets and carrots popped up. But shortly afterwards, they started getting mowed down. Squirrels and mice and every kind of critter. I think birds, everybody was eating the baby beets and carrots, and they were pretty well mowed down. And so we replanted, but in the shade house in containers. And eventually we got a cage put around this thing. So we put up a hoop made out of poly tubing or PVC pipe. And then we put chicken wire at the base, tied that off so the squirrels and the rabbits can't get in. And then we ended up putting a bird netting over the top of it. And then we put a spray stick irrigation system in, and they are doing fantastic now. So we've had a couple of month setback. Right now is really supposed to be a time where beets and carrots are not even really growing in the middle of summer, and it's just the way it is. But they're doing pretty good here at our spot, and we're happy about that. So I'm looking forward to sharing an initial harvest, and we'll make some of these available to the public, and hopefully get started with this juice company and start producing. We had a reset retreat scheduled for the end of May, and we have a medicine woman, Claire from Mexico, who is going to come up, and we're going to do a sweat lodge and really just kind of get people out of the city and out of their mindset and out of their toxic environment, and bring them over here to the gardens and spend a couple of days tinkering around, learning and wandering and watching and meditating and praying and singing and sweating and eating some good food and all of that. But she had a misfortune and hasn't been able to join us yet. So we're looking at rescheduling that till middle of November, it looks like. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know when that is more scheduled. We've been doing the Healthy Living podcast, and we've had a number of guests that are participating in the Gardens of Hope, being part of that. And so we're really glad. Obviously, therapeutic horticulture has got a lot to do with healthy living. So we've been able to bring in, I don't know, 8 or 10 new guests that have all been engaged in some way in the Gardens of Hope. So I'm really excited about that as well. We've had probably, I'd say 15 or 20 new volunteers have come out and spent some time here. We had a family come out here and do a drone video, which is really kind of cool. And on the YouTube channel, we've got some of that. I've still got a lot more to go. And so just the support, a couple of youngsters were part of this. One of them is pledged to be creating an interactive map of this location that people can participate on the website. Hopefully he does that. But anyways, a lovely family, and they got to experience some therapeutic horticulture out here. We had a couple of young couples that came out here and actually helped replant the beets. And that was really cool. So I'm hoping that they end up coming back. And, it's the heat of the summer right now. We're literally at midsummer tomorrow, and it doesn't get any cooler for almost 2 more months. So we really just kind of endure at this time. And the cool thing is, if you live out this way, it's probably 10 degrees cooler here than it is wherever you are. And, that's all part of the microclimate and the micro environments that we have out here. And, it just, even when it's sweltering out there, you can come out here and sit under a tree and catch a little breeze. And it's nice. Even the birds come down here and frolic in the stream and whatnot. So that's really kind of cool. Now, the next thing is Gildan, the t-shirt company. They made a very generous donation of 1,000 pieces of shirts and the items that they offer, and the printing of it as well. So we're really looking forward to getting those things finished, and we'll have those available for you. And then, of course, the microgreens. So when we last talked, the microgreens had just gotten started, and we now have, about 10 or 15 different microgreens that we offer. We've had several dozen people support this, and we've got CBD Connect now carrying our microgreens in their shop, and a couple of other retail spots have talked about carrying our microgreens in their shop. And this is all a fundraiser for Gardens of Hope. So we're growing all kinds of fresh, delicious microgreens, and they're super packed full of nutrition, and they're tasty, and they can go on anything. You can literally eat your whole daily recommended allowance of vegetables and just a little salad topping with this stuff. And of course, it's a volunteer project. People can get involved in planting and harvesting and being part of the microgreen project. And really, we've been able to pull off something kind of remarkable out here. Most people do microgreens indoors and really climate controlled, but we've got a shade house and we're pulling it off. It's not, there's a little bit of a struggle. Not everything's doing great, but most everything's doing very well, and we're still using the sun and the fresh air and all natural, no pesticides, herbicides, not even any fertilizers of any kind. It's just a great potting mix and water, and that's working out really good. We're starting to have fresh vegetables and herbs, and so we've been pulling some zucchinis. We got some greens. We've got some tomatoes that are just starting to come in. We got some chili peppers will be coming in real soon. Some cucumbers will be coming in. We got all kinds of stuff coming in. So, and then some herbs. We got fresh basil, a couple of different kinds. We've had some cilantro and oregano, marjoram, thyme, and mullein, mint. So these are all herbs that are grown here that are available, fresh picked or dried. Again, supporting the Gardens of Hope. And then we also have some live plants. So the whole idea of Gardens of Hope is, learning and healing with interacting with nature and plants, and doing it here is great because we're here, and this is, the thing that we've created. But you can take these plants home with you as well. So for volunteers or for a donation, people can take potted plants that we've started from seeds and cuttings, and you can start your own Garden of Hope at your spot. And some of the volunteers have taken plants, and hopefully they're doing well. The idea is wherever you are, you can heal yourself by taking care of a plant. So that's been good. We've have a number of plants available right now, a bunch of starts, 4-inch pots, quart pots, 1-gallon pots, and we've got everything from squash to cucumbers to cantaloupe, peppers, tomatoes. We got basil plants, spinach, bok choy, all kinds of different, pretty wide variety of vegetables and herbs that are grown here. And so that's kind of cool. We've had a number of people that have been involved with making our little plant signs. So we've really started to do nature art. And so we have ideas for rock sculptures with, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional sculptures laid out, mosaic type things, planter or walkway stones, mosaic, pathway stepping stones. We've got sculptures can be done with branches and vines, and just so many different things can happen with nature art, painting rocks, creating plant identification signs, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. And we had a couple of people come out for therapeutic horticulture. And yes, of course, we can do. I've got a list of probably 100 different activities, and literally, if somebody has an idea and they want to try it out here, if it has anything to do with nature and gardening, I would say, of course, yes. Really, it's just about we have a place to do whatever we want. If it's helpful, therapeutic, and involves nature in the gardens, we can totally do it. And I encourage participation in this process. So we've had a couple of people. Hello, Lady Ryder. Welcome to the show. Oops. And we had a person come out and hang out, take a tour, and gain some therapeutic horticulture, going through some issues, and she's going to be back. Really pleased that she was able to spend some time here. We had another couple come out that are practitioners and life coaches, and they spent some time here, and they're going to be involved. We've had somebody come out that is an alcoholic and is looking to get involved in quitting cigarettes and alcohol as it applies. I really believe strongly that being in the gardens, therapeutic horticulture activities out here can be instrumental in overcoming any mental health disorder, especially things like addictions and depression, anxiety, bad habits, all of these things. So I'm looking forward if this guy, but I told him, you got to really want to do this. This isn't a place you come and, well, I mean, it could be, you could come out here and just try to figure it out if you want. But if you're really serious about engaging in a program, we need your commitment to do that. It's really important. Let's see what else we got going on. We've had a bunch of kids out here, probably 15 or 20 different kids. They've all pledged and wanting to come back. A few of them have been back multiple times. And really, maybe one of the most exciting things that's happened is I finally got some veterans involved. And we have Richard McEwen, who's a Marine veteran, and he's dealing with all kinds of health issues, not specifically as a result of military service, but other issues. But he's gotten onto our advisory board, and we're going to be engaging in a lot more veterans activities. These activities are for everybody. And I just think that veterans are a group of people that typically don't ask for help. And it's been really difficult to engage in their, not being a veteran myself, I've really had a hard time in helping veterans. But now we've got Richard and now Laura, a disabled veteran. She's also on our advisory team, and she's setting up a garden project in Texas, San Antonio area. So she's creating her own garden of hope out there. And so between the two of them and some other veterans that I know, I'm hoping to get a lot more veterans involved. And that's another project. And finally, and probably not finally, I'll probably keep coming up with more things that we're doing or have done, but the mealworms. The mealworms are doing fantastic. We actually finally got our first baby mealworms. So we got started, and the mealworms are for the chickens. Oh, and the chickens. We got a whole bunch of chickens. So we've probably got 30 chickens now that are part of Gardens of Hope. And soon we'll be laying eggs, and soon we'll be having fresh eggs as part of this. And we'll also be offering live chickens, roosters, probably have a cookout at one point, bringing the volunteers out here for that. So that's another project, and we'll be building a nice size aviary that people and volunteers will be able to participate in. And so finally, I think the biggest thing that's happening or happened is we've had a number of nonprofits out here, and a couple of pretty substantial ones. And they've, members and heads of them have come out and really shown support. And it looks like we'll be doing some work together in the future. And this week we have a psychologist or a psychiatrist and some caseworkers from a local mental health facility coming out to tour the place. And we're going to begin offering therapeutic horticulture to patients as a service. And I'm really excited about that. That's going to launch a program that we'll be able to get funded and really be able to take this to the next level. So I want to thank everybody that has helped support us. And people ask, well, what can I do to support? And, our fundraising activities, the microgreens, the produce, the live plants, that's an easy way you can donate a little bit and get something in exchange. Straight donations are awesome. We're really grateful for all the donors. that have helped so far. Volunteers, we're always loving anybody that wants to come out and be a part of this. We are very reciprocal, and we'll make sure you get all kinds of goodies in exchange. And, you know, those are the keys right now. If you can't or don't want to do any of those things, really the simplest thing you can do is get on the YouTube channel, subscribe, listen to some of the videos, make some comments, engage, share us around, let people know we're out there, and we're making the world a better place through therapeutic horticulture. All right, everybody, thank you. This has been the live update on July 30th, 2023. We'll talk next time.